Hey guys, how's it going? It is gonna be a good day, but it's also a sad day. So, I had a package show up and I'm very, very excited because it means that the next project is underway in our garden. And I'm so excited for this project. I'm just gonna unbox it today. I still have to go buy some other things and we have to figure out exactly what we're doing. But the two main components came. And so this is exciting. So we're gonna unbox it together. I've got a little bit of planting I want to get done today. And then I also had a plant die on me that we need to take care of today. And I'm very, very heartbroken about the plant. Let's start with something happy and we will start with unboxing. So this is for our fire pit. And I am so stoked because we love fire pit season. It's one of our absolute favorites and we want something big, grand. So I bought a very large fire pit. So this is going to be one that we are going to make ourselves out of stone. I bought a fire pit ring and I bought a fire pit grate. The fire pit itself is going to be 38 inches. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, holy cow, that is huge. That is a huge, huge, huge fire pit. But it's fine because we love a huge fire. So fire pit, 38 inches on the inside. And then I also bought a fire pit grate to go inside the fire pit so we can lift the logs up. And that is 34 inches. So it's also so big. Oh my gosh. So let's unbox these and I'll show you guys what I got. It's so heavy. This is going to be so good. I'm so excited. So this is what the fire pit's going to be like. And it's going to be out about that far so we can fit chairs all the way around it. Initially I thought, oh, we'll be able to fit 4 chairs around it. I think we'll be able to fit way more chairs around it than that. I mean, there's a bench right there. And so, you know, another chair. We could probably fit, what, 1, 2, 3, 4. We could probably fit 8 people around this fire pit. It is huge. I will say, I ordered the 38-inch fire pit ring. And I did pay for all of this myself. So 38-inch fire ring. And I ordered the 32-inch insert. And I don't know, maybe I just didn't read. I did order it at like 11 o'clock at night. This is 32 and a half inches, I think, on the inside and 38 inches to the outside, I guess is what it is. So totally mismeasured. So this fire pit ring is going to be very, very snug in there and I'm not sure it's going to come out. I should have downsized even one more on the fire pit ring, but whatever, it is what it is. I thought that there would be a couple inches of extra room. I thought it was 38 inches on the inside, but I guess it's 38 on the outside. So whatever, it fits. It will be fine. It comes with the screws in the little bag that's right there. And these pieces just screw together. The fire pit grate is cast iron and it was like very oily. And Brent was saying that it's just oily just so it doesn't rust while it's in shipping because it is going to rust. It's cast iron. So that will get like a pretty rust color, which will match the metal edging. And then we've got the black ring and then we're going to go in and we're going to put bricks around it or stone around it. So we'll just have to go find some bricks now and see what we like. But that is exciting because that means hopefully in the next couple days, fire season is starting here for us, meaning that we can sit out here and enjoy the evenings with like a little drink and we can sit here under the fire. It'll be really, really nice. Okay, so here's the super sad part. I had this gorgeous creeping fig. It was growing up the house and it was so stunning and it was alive and it was lush and it was beautiful. And all of a sudden, over the course of like just a couple days, it just died. And like, it's still green, but it's shriveled and dead. And I don't know what happened. First, I had noticed down here, this all turned brown and I just assumed, okay, that's probably just some like winter burn. Maybe it got too cold for it. And it was just here. And it was just here for about a week. And then all of a sudden, over the course of like 2 days, all of this just shriveled up. And then I put my hand in here and there is like no soil. That is where my fingers even start to touch dirt. So, I mean, that's a long ways down and I just refilled this with soil. So I don't know what's going on in here. So I want to disconnect this from the wall, disconnect this from irrigation, and I want to take this over to the lawn, and I want to kind of like open it up and see what the heck is going on and why this thing just died over the course of a couple days. Because I really have no clue what happened, how this happened, and how it happened so quickly. I had this like imagination that like maybe a gopher or a mole or something got in there, because I have no clue why there's zero soil and how it just shriveled up. Especially because, I mean, this plant, I've had this one creeping fig for probably 3-4 years at this point, and I have taken it out of this container. I've refilled it up with soil. I usually do it every springtime, so it was about due for a refill on soil. But it's never been that low that fast, and it's been getting water, it's been getting rain, it's not under an eave or anything, and it is hooked up to irrigation, and we've had our irrigation on multiple times. So I'm just super confused. So we're gonna figure this out together today. I mean, hopefully we figure it out. Before we go and dissect the plant, I wanted to talk about this, because this is what that plant does to siding, which didn't bother me. It still doesn't bother me. I still think it's worth it, but I want to talk about it. So creeping fig is kind of like ivy in the sense that it clings to whatever it can, and it runs its little roots down and attaches them to the wall. And you can see it peeled off the paint there, and it let its little roots go, and it's attaching itself to whatever it can in any form. So if you attach it to your house and it comes off or it dies, you're gonna be left with that. You're gonna be left with some damage. You'll probably need to come in and sand all that off and then repaint. I'm not going to, because I am going to replant creeping fig or some type of vine that can attach to the house. And the reason that I am doing that, and I'm okay with doing it, is because we need to replace this siding anyways at some point, and that's probably not gonna happen for years down the road. Initially, I had planned to do it within the next year, and we were going to be moving. We were going to do new siding, new windows, a kitchen remodel, and we were going to move within a year. And I think we've decided, since the market's just a little too crazy, so we're not going to be moving. And so I'm going to plant another creeping fig, and I'm going to let it grow up the siding, and I'm going to let it ruin the siding, and I won't feel bad about it. I won't feel guilty about it at all. It's not going to do like ivy does, though, where those roots are just like super thick, like the sucker roots. They're not like super thick and they can just like go through the wood, but these are pretty intense roots also. So just be prepared. You also don't want to plant it next to the foundation. Somebody said that they had planted theirs next to a foundation, and it had gotten like a very large rootstock and started to mess with their foundation of their house. So just a forewarning, it can be a pain, like ivy is a pain. I still love it. I still think it's worth it. I want to have it along all of my fencing and all the stuff. It's a shade-loving plant, but it can tolerate some sun, but afternoon protection for sure. Let's figure out why that thing died. So, what I'm noticing, there's almost no soil in here anymore. I mean, there's that, which brought it to there. So there's a lot of soil that was gone from this, and I had used good potting mix in this, and it basically turned to dirt. And it's weird because it's wet, but it's dry. But I'm also seeing somebody was living in here. See that? Somebody was definitely living in this, and I can see somebody was rooting around. I don't know, was it a worm? Was it not a worm? I really don't know. I have no clue how that happened. I think part of it is it was very root bound. I can tell that. But also, I don't understand what was living in this and why there's all these like little track marks in here. But you can see how thick the base is on this. You can see, I mean, it's a pretty thick rootstock on there. So it was definitely root bound. It probably needed to be potted up a while ago, but somebody was definitely in here causing some damage also, because the soil is still cool and it's still got some moisture to it, but it's rock hard. So I'm not exactly sure. Super unfortunate. It is what it is, though. It's just a plant. At the end of the day, I will be picking up another one. I think Brent and I have decided to go to Home Depot and go see what bricks we can find for the fire ring. And while we're there, I'll just grab another type of vine or something like that. So yeah, let's get a plant planted in the garden today, because after seeing my mature creeping fig not make it, I need something pretty. So I picked up some calla lilies a couple days ago, and I'm very excited to get them in the garden. I've got a spot that gets morning to a sun about 1 o'clock, noon, and then it gets some protection in the afternoon. And so I've got 2 of them that I'm very, very excited about. They're very, very pretty. Brent is bringing them to me right now. Thank you. So these are so stunning. I used to have 2 of them, and I had 1 of them, or I had 2 of them. I had them flanking the aviary, but it just got cooked with hot afternoon sun, and they don't like hot afternoon sun in our area, at least. So these guys, they get pretty large. The leaves on these will get quite large. These ones are probably going to be severely root bound, because this is a very large plant in a very little container, but they're so pretty. When we go out to Mendocino County and we go out to Fort Bragg every year, we usually go out a couple times, they have these and they grow them in full sun there, because it's the coast and the weather is cooler and there's an ocean breeze all the time, and it's just gorgeous there. But they can grow them in full sun. They have this giant field that is full of these, and the flowers are just so pretty. Brent doesn't like them. He calls them funeral flowers. And I can see it, but I love it, and they remind me of Fort Bragg, so that's why I had to get them. With these guys, growing zones 8 through 10, so higher zones only, my friends, or you're gonna have to treat them as an annual. And I think I paid like $10 for these, so not too bad if you're wanting to just treat them as an annual. They don't like cold at all. They get about 2 to 3 feet tall, so they get quite large, and then they get about 18 inches to 24 inches wide, but they do spread underground. If you're planting them in the ground, they will kind of just slowly start to spread. They're not fast spreaders at all. I kind of think of them if you can grow cannas, and I don't personally enjoy growing cannas, but they spread underground and then a new one will pop up. They don't spread rapidly, but they do spread, and so these will do exactly that, is they will spread slowly in the garden, but they don't take over, if that makes sense. So we're gonna get these 2 planted today. And just a heads up, if you have dogs who eat your plants, this is not a plant that you want in your garden. So these are poisonous to dogs, so like I said, your little furry friends or your children, if they eat these, these aren't the ones you want in your garden. So I'm thinking I'm gonna move the serpent style right here. That's gonna get moved, and I wanna plant one of the calla lilies here, and I wanna plant the other one over here, just to tie into the symmetry thing here in this area. So one will be there, one will be there. You can see that this area is gonna get full sun, but it will also midday get some protection from the sun, so it'll get plenty of sun that it actually wants, but not cook in that hot afternoon sun. Plus that spot is really, really wet, so this one I know is going to be very, very happy. This one 50-50. During the summer months, it's probably going to be in mostly shade, because this rose is going to cast shade, the arb is going to cast shade, and the vitex is going to cast shade. And then over in this one, the chokeberry is going to cast shade, and then the lemon cypress is going to cast shade. So it's about 11 right now, and you can see it's full sun, but pretty soon here it's going to be shady. So we've got the cedar, the serpent style cedar right here. I'm not sure I love that. I do like the idea of the container there. I'll probably want to do like a trio of containers if this is what I'm going to keep. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't think I love it. Yeah, it's also very, very dark and very, very bright, but I can't get it to brighten up right here. So I don't know. I think this needs to be a piece that's up against a wall that can speak on its own. This has been a dream plant of mine, and I'm very happy that I have one. I don't know how to style it. Over here, we got the calla lily in place, and that should fill in, once it matures, this entire area. And it'll be nice because it'll be some white blooms up against the black fence, and then some green foliar growth, which is going to be super stunning. I didn't center it on the ring, and I'm sure I'm going to get people that ask, why didn't I center it on the ring? We're ignoring the ring. I'm probably going to end up pounding the ring into the ground even further. I'll probably pound it all the way down into the ground almost. And the reason that is because this is supposed to help contain the Japanese anemones. I'm testing it out to see if it works or not. I will report back to you guys. I do think I need to pound it down into the ground even more. It's not supposed to be something that you're even going to be able to see. The goal is that you don't see it. So yes, so we're not centering it on that. Otherwise this would have been over a little bit. I want it here so that way it fills out this entire space, and then it can slowly creep over this way, or the chokeberry can fill out. I don't know, whatever. Also, those tulips, I don't remember which variety they are. These ones have come back every single year for me. I get less and less each year, but they're so cute. They're so dainty. I planted these, I think, 5 years ago. I planted these, and every year I usually get 1 to 4 of them. And this year I got 2 of them. And so I will take these guys. They're very, very sweet. Anyways, since I'm getting distracted by all the tulips because they're just so gorgeous this year. Yes, calla lily there. And then the other calla lily is right here. And I think it's going to be so gorgeous. It's going to be nice to have some more green and to have some white flowers, which is funny because I also have a white rose right there. That's like I think it's the knockout rose or something like that. And this thing growing like crazy. Anyways, it looks really good. I do really want to show you guys this before spring is over. I'm trying to get into this flower bed. Look at this. Isn't that so gorgeous? This is a Brunnera. I don't remember the variety of this one. This is one that I planted years and years ago. And every year it does this. It gets full shade all year long. In the springtime, it gets some sun because it's under this hydrangea and it's obviously not leafed out, but it puts on the most beautiful blue flowers. I love Brunnera so much. This is a plant that I'm not supposed to be able to grow in my zone, but we obviously can. Look at it. Isn't that stunning? So I have a couple of the, I think they're like Jack of Diamonds or Jack Frost Brunnera or something like that from Proven Winners. I have that one. And then I also have a variegated one. And the Jack of Diamonds one is like right there. I'll show you in a second. And that one gets a lot of blue blooms, but that one, whatever variety it is, and I don't know, is just full of blue blooms every single year. And they're so pretty up against the black fence. So you can see that one is the Jack Frost or Jack Diamond or whatever it is. And then I've got variegated one. You can see there's a couple leaves right there. And those ones, I planted them last year, so I don't have much experience with them. They seem to this springtime be growing much slower and not throwing out blooms. I've got one on a different spot that has thrown out, I think, 2 bloom stalks compared to that guy right there. Brent says it's Jack of Diamonds. Thanks, Brent. So we're gonna head to Home Depot now and see what we can find for bricks for the fire pit. I'm really hoping that we don't strike out because it'd be really cool if we could get the fire pit started today, and then we could use it tonight. Okay, here we are at the Home Depot. Let's see what we can find. There's so much color out here. We're looking for bricks. That is it. We're trying to figure out what stone we want. We need ones that have an angle to them. So we'll kind of like these ones right here. See how they have like a angle on the side of them. That's kind of what we need to go for because that's what's going to make it so it's round. And there really aren't many options here at all. Dark one? I don't like the dark one. I think we have to go with the other one. So there's like 2 options here. And there's 3. And 2 out of the 3 are really ugly. And so we won't be going with that. They're like this like super raw edge. Oh, I don't know, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't like that. And then there's one that is smooth. That would probably look good because it will match. It's got blue in it, which will match the gravel, and then it's got some like rust color to it, so it'll kind of match the rust, I guess. It's not exactly what I wanted, but I don't really care. Like, this is what it would look like, and that grosses me out. I don't like that at all. Plus, I don't like that color. So that's a negative, but I think we're gonna go with these ones here, and we're gonna go with these larger ones. And you can see it's got like a little bit of the rust color, and it's got some of the like blue in it. And I guess that's probably the best we're gonna get. And these are $2.88 a piece. If you buy 140, which we will not be, they are $2.59 a piece. So we brought our little tape measure. We did lay it out on the ground. We're gonna get 13 of them. That is exactly the measurement that we need on the inside. We will have to come through and like see how like there's a little bit of gap here. So each of these will have a little teeny tiny gap on the inside, which is gonna be fine. I think we're gonna go 5 high on this. So we need a lot of bricks. So Brent's gonna go grab a flat cart right now, and we're gonna start loading these guys up. But that is what the fire pit's gonna look like. That's gonna be so exciting. What's really exciting is I wasn't planning on doing this today. And so to get building on the fire pit is just so exciting. And I think that means that tonight we're gonna get to enjoy the fire pit. So I think I'm gonna see if we can find some firewood or something like that, and then we can actually use the fire pit tonight. Oh, it's gonna be so exciting. Okay, we are home. It's almost 80 degrees, which is so ridiculous. And now we are going to move everything out of this spot and bring the bricks back. We've got our gloves. We forgot to bring these when we went to Home Depot, and so we had to move them all twice, from the pallet to the cart, and then from the cart to the car. So now we have our gloves where we'll be able to move them from the car to the wheelbarrow, and then from the wheelbarrow to how we're gonna stack them. And the plan is to just do a dry stack on these. I don't want these to be like locked in place until we're 100% certain that we do absolutely love it. So we only ended up buying 4 bricks tall. We didn't buy 5 bricks tall because it was a lot of bricks. So we've got 4 tall. So we might end up going back. We might just do it 4 tall. We'll see how it goes. But we're, like I said, we're just gonna dry stack them, and then if we like it, then we're probably gonna go in with some type of like mortar. Brent said that there's like a special one that we have to use if we're gonna use it for the fireplace area or the fire pit area. So this is just going to be kind of a like rough draft, I guess. And if we love it, then we will make it a more permanent thing. But we are just going to stack it directly onto the gravel just as it is. So let's go unload and start making this fire pit. First row's in, now we're gonna test the metal insert and see if it fits. Okay, so we've got the first row in, and then we put the metal ring in just to see kind of how we fit on this, see where everything's sat. And so far it looks like it fits really, really well. It's a little bit of a gap on the sides from the brick to the metal, which is actually probably better than there's not direct heat on these bricks. And this lip that's up here is going to cover that gap anyways, so we won't have to worry about it. So next step is we're going to take this thing out, the ring out, and then we're going to just get the bricks up to the height that we want, and then we will put the ring back in, and then we can put the metal grate in, and then we have a fire pit. So I've got the 3 rows high, we've got 1 more to go, and then we put the metal insert in, and then we can put the fire grate in, and then we'll be able to use it tonight. I'm not 100% certain we're gonna use it though, because it is currently almost 80 degrees, and that is really, really hot. And a fire does not sound really nice at all right now. Okay, we've got all of the bricks in now, and now we're gonna put the insert in. And I'm so glad we didn't go with 5 high, because that would have been so tall. This already feels pretty tall. It looked really nice at 3, but I think that this is gonna be more like a statement fire piece, which is kind of nice. Like I said, we're just dry stacking these, so there's nothing really holding them in. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna live with it for a while, and if we end up really loving it, Then we will go ahead and we will make it more permanent by going in with some type of mortar. This looks so good. I'm so excited to get this fire pit to use. It turned out actually way better than I thought it was going to turn out. We did have a little bit of an issue. The fire grate fits beautifully in this ring. You have to put the grate in before you put the protecting piece in. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this off, and then I think we're gonna see if we can get a fire going tonight. I'm gonna put the bench back, have this be the bench area, and then we have enough room for some chairs and everything like that. But I'm so excited to get this to use. If we end up using it tonight, I'll show you guys in this video. If not, I'll show you guys it being used in a different video. I'm going to say goodbye now. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. We got the calla lilies in. We figured out what was going on with the creeping fig. We got the fire pit built, which was not expected today at all, especially because it's 80 degrees. It looks good. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for visiting our garden, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.